Welcome back to the Force Feed and today's gaming news. Pick your team in an interactive XCOM video, analysts report disappointing sales for Mist of Pandaria, a commercial for the new PlayStation 3 uses scare tactics, and a standalone version of DayZ is coming this year. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the show. It is Friday, September 28th, and my name is Force, here with today's gaming news. First up today, we've got an interactive video for the upcoming XCOM Enemy Unknown. In it, you get to pick your own team that you want to see play through a mission in the game. It's sort of like one of those choose-your-own-adventure books, except without all that boring reading. A new video for the upcoming turn-based combat game XCOM Enemy Unknown uses interactive annotations to let the viewer select their preferred team composition to carry out a mission. You can choose between a balanced or assault team, at which point the video will jump to its respective section and carry out the mission with your chosen squad. A narrator then talks you through all the different options you have with your selected team's composition. XCOM Enemy Unknown comes to the PC on October 9th. You can check out the video by following the link in the description below, or you can just head on over to Steam to download the demo of the game and try it out for yourself. XCOM Enemy Unknown looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I am looking forward to its release in a couple of weeks. Next up in news, according to analyst reports, Mist of Pandaria has seen disappointing sales numbers so far. VentureBeat has reported what they're deeming as disappointing sales numbers for World of Warcraft's Mist of Pandaria expansion. According to estimates from investment bank Lazard Capital, Mist of Pandaria has sold between 600 to 700,000 retail copies, which puts it well behind the pace of WoW's prior expansion Cataclysm. They predict that even after adjusting for digital sales, Mist of Pandaria will have sold far fewer copies than the prior expansion. Now, it's important to keep in mind that these are just estimates and they are not exact numbers, and we're probably not going to get those exact numbers until we hear it directly from Blizzard. But if it does turn out to be true and Mist of Pandaria has sold less than Cataclysm, are you really all that surprised? With the relatively kiddie nature and the presence of pandas, which many people have complained about prior to the game's release, even though pandas have shown up in the Warcraft universe before, on top of the fact that subscription numbers have simply been dropping over the past year, I can't say that this news is exactly shocking to me. I don't expect Warcraft to drop off the map anytime soon, and I still think it's a good game even though I personally have lost interest in it, but once again, I'm not all that surprised. Moving on, we'll be taking a look at a commercial for the newly announced PlayStation 3. This commercial is being used in a Japanese advertising campaign, and it's, well, let's just take a look. What? This makes me want to buy a PlayStation? How? I don't get it. Japan, why are you so crazy? And last up in news today, the standalone version of the Arma 2 mod DayZ will be releasing before the end of this year. According to DayZ creator Dean Hall, the standalone version of their popular Arma 2 mod will be available before the end of this year. Speaking with Eurogamer, Hall said they are committed to having the game out this year, likely in December, and that it's going to be cheap. According to Hall, a big part of the reason they have committed to releasing this year is to combat copycat games like the recently announced The War Z. Maybe they will make a better game, I don't know, Hall said. Maybe what they're doing is not cool to me, but the way I look at it is what are my options? What could I do? I could stand up here and be very critical of anyone who does a clone copy of the game. What would that actually achieve other than making me look like a dick? It's not going to result in a better game. While I can't exactly blame him for being upset with the presence of these blatant copycat games, I mean, come on. DayZ mod comes out, it's about zombie survival. The War Z gets announced. They're both the same in idea and presence, and they both have a Z in the name. Sounds like a pretty big ripoff, although apparently the War Z is modeled off of a book series or franchise. It's still, the game, the idea, it's pretty much the same, so I can't blame him for being upset. However, as a consumer, as a gamer, this is a good thing, because this competition breeds innovation and results ideally in some better games. So my question for you guys today is, out of the two games, which are you more excited for? The standalone version of DayZ or the upcoming The War Z? I personally plan to check out both, and I really like the ideas behind the War Z and the things that they might be bringing to the table that DayZ doesn't already do. But maybe, as a result, DayZ is going to mimic some of those ideas. So he really has no reason to be upset, because they're probably helping the development of his game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's episode of the Force Feed. As always, thank you so much for watching. Once again, this has been Force, and you've just been force fed. Also, I'm not exactly in the position to judge someone for taking someone else's ideas and adding upon it to make something new and possibly better. This isn't exactly the first ever gaming news show on the internet. It's just the best one, hands down. Hands up. Hit my own microphone. Just do whatever in this show, because I can.